tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Yeah, inside joke song, right?
Never been asked if I would like to choose a song. I love that.
Hey everybody, we're back with another episode of Spotlight On. I'm your host, Kelly McInerney. Across from me, we have an awesome actress. You may recognize her from such shows like Franklin and Bash, Scrubs, the new one, Matador, and movies like Hall Pass. You could actually check out Matador tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern on the El Rey Network. Everybody, please welcome Nicky Whelan. Hey, Nicky.
Hello.
Hey. How are you today? Good?
Happy that I got asked to play my song.
Yeah.
All the cast, we celebrate a lot on the weekends, and I don't know why, but that is our go-to song at the moment.
Awesome.
Latch.
It's a catchy one. It's a catchy one. Yeah. So we're going to talk about Matador in a bit, but I just want to go back to the beginning a little bit. You're born in Australia.
Yes.
Clear, yeah. What was life like for you as a kid? Like, did you play any soccer or anything like that, or?
Not soccer, but I was I was a dancer predominantly all through school and stuff. I went to dancing and was a swimmer. I'm very active anyway. I've got 3 older brothers and an older sister, so we were all very sports orientated. Australian rules football is big in my family. My granddad played, and he won a medal called the Brownlow medal, which is kind of a big deal in Australia. So I was always affiliated with sports, and as I got older, I worked for the night racing, which is horse racing in Australia. I commentated that, and also K1 kickboxing in my early 20s. So I was always around the sports. Not soccer, though. Yeah. I've gone way off the question.
Not yet. But no, that was cool. Yeah. Did you always want to be a performer, or did that just fall into place, kind of like?
I did. I always wanted to be a dancer, and I always wanted to move to America. And then I wanted to get into acting when I was in my teens, but luckily I got offered a few hosting gigs and was a TV host for about sort of 6 years, where I did lots of programs like travel shows and sports and health and fitness shows, which was great. Cool. And then I was asked to go on a soap opera after that, which helped me sort of come into the acting.
Yeah. And you did modeling too, right?
Little.
Okay.
Because I'm only 5'4".
Yeah.
So there's only it was a lot of sort of swimwear stuff and no catwalks for me. I was never that kind of model, but yeah.
Right. Was the transition into like being like a host and everything difficult to acting, or was just kind of came natural?
Do you know what? I don't ever remember it feeling weird. I was really looked after. The first acting job I did was Neighbours, which is a soap opera, and I don't ever remember feeling there was a crazy transition between the two. I always wanted to act when I was hosting, but I kept getting hosting work. I was like, I can't be ungrateful, so I had to keep taking that. So when I sort of went into the acting, I think I was really ready for it. Just really ready to sort of go into it, and awesome. It's very different though, very different. Yeah.
And so you moved here from Australia. Do you miss anything from Australia, or you just?
I definitely miss my family. I'm really close with my family and friends, and certain lifestyle sort of things in Australia I miss. And where I grew up, the hometown I'm from is a place called Mornington in the Mornington Peninsula, which is at the bottom of Australia in Victoria, Melbourne, just so shrink it down. And I grew up on the beach in a really cool town, so I go home every Christmas and spend summer there.
Cool. We have a beach too, but I mean, I'm probably not as nice.
Got some lovely beaches. You got to pick the right ones, though.
Yeah. Cool. So then, Matador comes around, but you found it pilot season, right?
I did at the start of this pilot season. The last 2 years, I've done 2 pilots, but they never got picked up. But I'm now sort of used to the pilot process. But when I read Matador, I was like, this is so cool. It's like a James Bond movie, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And it was something that I've never really done before. I don't do a lot of drama. I'm always sort of sticking to comedy. So it was kind of, when I read it, I was like, I wish. And I read for it, and I didn't hear anything. They said you'll be testing for it, which means you go up against 2 or 3 other girls in front of the whole production. It's a gruesome sort of process. So I was waiting for that to come around, and a month went by, And then they rang and said it's a straight offer, and I was like, oh my God, I could.
Awesome.
It's definitely. And the good thing about this was most pilots, they shoot the pilot and then they have to wait to see if it gets picked up, and if it gets picked up then they shoot the episodes, whereas this was from the get-go, boom, off out the gates, 13 episodes straight out, and we just got picked up for a second season.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
So,
lots of relief, right? Like
a massive relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot different too though, because you're also an American in it. And your accent is it's like so good. Like I played an episode for my roommate and I was like, guess what nationality she is? And she's like, just an American? I was like, no, Australian. Because it's so good. Was it difficult training your voice? Like, did you take a lot of...
I've done a couple of things with an American accent. This was definitely the biggest job I've done so far with an American accent. And I see a coach to help me with it, because a lot of my dialogue is so tricky on the show. I'm the head of the CIA.
Yeah.
And I have to say some crazy words, and now to do them in American. And I'm very different to my character. My voice is very different. So it's I feel like I'm really stepping into someone else when I play it, but it makes it fun.
Yeah. You say you're different from her. Are there any like similarities you see between the two? Because she's a strong woman. She's kind of in charge, right? She's the boss.
She's just pretty ruthless. I don't know if I'm as ruthless as she is. And I like to be boss hog, but not as bossy as she is.
Yeah.
And she's just hardcore. Like, she's a tough woman. And in my daily life, I practice to not be that person. So it's nice to get to be both, I think. Yeah.
Cool, yeah. And she's kind of like, she's the boss of the operation basically, but it's kind of an all boys team, aside from Tony's family, which you don't really I'm not really associated with them. No, toward the end of the season things start happening, but I start to do a few more scenes with a few of the girls on the show, but right now it's very male heavy. It's hysterical, and I sort of am in charge of my department and looking after Tony Bravo, played by Gabriel Luna. Yeah.
He's like, we ripped him from the DEA to come undercover into this soccer game, in this soccer team, that's run by Alfred Molina, and the actor who's fabulous.
So good.
And I'm always bossing him around, and he's always running him up. It's honestly like, you remember in the James Bond movies, he's got Mum who he always checks in with?
Yeah.
I'm like that woman. Always yelling at him, screaming at him, and my partner, Neil Hopkins, who plays Noah, I'm always yelling at him. So there's always...
Because he's the comedy guy, though. You're the bad cop, he's the good cop, kind of.
Well...
Except in the beginning when he tried to almost get rid of...
He's a bit naughty, yeah. I think he just gets really jealous because he's been like sort of so many years been trying to prep and make his way up the ranks at the CIA, and then sort of Gabriel's character comes in and just goes straight to the top and above him, and he's just so pissed. Yeah. So...
Cool. Did you have any like training with like any like gun training or anything to get into the role? Or
we did, because in Australia we don't have guns. It's illegal, obviously. Wow. So to hold a gun or to even see a gun is really foreign to me. So I had to have gun training, and we went to the gun range, and we had some guys from the DEA teach us how to shoot a gun and stuff. It was actually, by the end of the day, I felt a lot better about holding a gun and shooting it. But initially I had never held one before, and it really freaked me out.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
Is it loud when it shoots?
Yeah. It's you know, you see them in the movies and you're like, nah. But when you really shoot a gun, the power behind that bullet and the noise, it frightens the hell out of you. Oh, anyway, now I'm getting pretty good at it. So
yeah. Are you good at aiming and stuff now, or?
Then my aim isn't too bad, actually. It's all right.
Cool. So. And we don't really know much about Annie, because she's very cold, like distant. She's a boss, because I guess so you don't want to see much about her. Do we find any more information about her in the recent episodes? Or?
We do. Coming up in around episode 8, you see a side of Annie that will shock you. You'll understand why she does what she does, and you know, her drive and her sort of force in her life. You see something else happen in an episode coming up. Or maybe is it tonight? I can't remember. Where you see who she's dating.
That was last episode.
That was last episode? Okay.
I saw that.
So you see that. So now you're starting to sort of see things, but then in 8, some stuff really goes down, and you get to see that she's a lot more human than she plays off. Cool. Everybody else has really shown who they are, and Annie's been very cold. So maybe season 2 we'll get to see a little more crazy Annie.
Cool. Awesome. And so we have a Twitter user asked a question. At Peter Gadois fan.
I can't say his name either. Poor Peter.
He plays
Caesar.
Yeah.
He said his fans are so gorgeous. They're I got to say hi to them because they always tweet. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Well, he tweeted a lot, so thanks. But one of his questions was, what's the best part about working on Matador?
To be honest with you, I've got to say all the jobs I've done since moving to America, the people I've worked with have really been wonderful, good people. And once again, I'm finding myself on a set around really, really great people. The cast and crew, we're all so tight and so close. It is hard to find. I mean, I know we're only first season in, but it's an exceptional group of people. We all get along so well. Coming to work is an absolute pleasure.
That's awesome.
Even when the alarm goes off at 4, I'm like, ding! Like, so excited to go to work. So we all feel the same way, all of us, and we're really tight, so it's nice.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's what you want to do. Work, you want to have
in a good environment.
Yeah.
It feels good. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And what's it like working with Robert Rodriguez? Like, he's awesome.
So badass.
Yeah.
He's so cool. He's just, I've seen all his movies and sort of followed him for years.
Yeah.
And then he directed our pilot. He also directed our last episode. And he's heavily affiliated with the show and obviously runs and owns El Rey Network, which it airs on. And so he really sort of gets involved. He's so cruisy and cool on set. He's always got his guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And he just makes his presence alone, and I find this with a lot of big directors, their presence alone just creates a vibe on set. He's a very, very special, talented, cool dude.
It's awesome.
So it's an absolute treat to work with him. It's just a good feeling.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you have so much stuff in the pipeline right now. It's so exciting. Like, you, aside from season 2 of Matador, which it got renewed, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But also Left Behind, the movie with Nicolas Cage coming out October.
Yes.
And The Wedding Ringer and the Terrence Malick movie. They're all also like a variety of characters too. How do you choose all your, like, you don't really have a specific role that you pick. You know, you have comedy roles, you have like the protective mom, you have...
Yeah.
How do you...
I'm so lucky because everything I've sort of been up for, these things, they're all so polar opposite.
Yeah.
In The Wedding Ringer with Josh Gad, Kevin Hart, it's this huge comedy, and I play an undercover stripper who speaks Italian. I mean, you'll see, it's a whole thing. It's polar opposite to what I'm playing on Matador. And then Left Behind, I play an air hostess who's having an affair with Nicolas Cage's character, who's the pilot of the plane, and she's a very, very different character again. And then in the Terrence Malick movie, which I can't talk about what happens on set, I don't even know if my stuff will make it to air. You just never know. No one knows.
Because there's so many good people in it. It's like, and there's nothing about it online except Night of Cups, it's called. But
I don't even know what it's about, and I can't talk about the time I filmed. But and if I don't know if my stuff will make it to air, but that was such a beautiful experience. I'm so grateful for that experience.
Yeah.
So I don't even know when that comes out. So, but it's nice to have a couple things. I've worked really hard the last 2 years. We did the Chosen series, which came out, Chosen 1 and 2. It's been a really, really good 2 years. I'm very grateful.
And Chosen, that was a web series on Crackle.
Yeah.
How was that?
Crack.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Whoops.
Was that different, like filming wise, because it was a web series? Was it faster or?
Milo Ventimiglia, who is one of the leads in it and the producer, has been a friend of mine for years. He's such a cool guy, and he rang me and asked me about it when I was actually on a holiday in Australia. And he said, it's a web series, blah, blah, we're going to shoot it like a movie and then chop it up. And I was like, Milo, whatever you're doing, I trust. Let's do this. And to be honest with you, Ben Katai, our director of that, they're a really professional bunch of people. It was an awesome experience. It felt like any other normal production. Everything was great and top quality. But yeah, it's a web series. It took off. It's doing really, really well. So I was so proud to be in the first and second season of that. It was a really, really good show to be involved with. And Milo's rad. They're just good people.
It's super dark, though. Like, how do you put yourself in that dark area, and how do you take yourself? Is it hard coming out of it, or...?
I don't do a lot of movies like that, to be honest with you, or sort of work that way. I tend to keep everything very cheery and light. I love doing drama, like I'm doing drama now, but Chosen was quite specific. It's very heavy, and I don't want to sort of ruin for people that haven't seen it, but my character goes through a lot in it. It's hard to shake that off at the end of the day. It's very dark locations and dark topics, and it's pretty miserable. So, but I loved the crew I was working around. So after each take, I did a lot of work with Caitlin, the young girl who plays my daughter, and we kept it really light and fluffy on set and sang songs in between takes, and just trying to keep it fluffy. It's a very dark set. It's crazy. So, yeah,
it's really shot so well though. Like it does look like a movie. It's really good. Yeah. And you work with so many great actors like Alfred Molina, Milo Ventimiglia, Christian Slater, Christopher Walken, right? Like
Owen Wilson, all of them. I know. Jason Sudeikis. I forget. I look back at my IMDb and I go, ooh, I forget these fabulous people that I've got to share some screen time with. Left Behind, spending so much time with Nick Cage that's a really special experience. He's a really great actor and he's a fascinating human being. All of them, Owen, everyone. I did a pilot, a 3-episode thing called Carpet Brothers with Will Ferrell back in the day when I first moved here, and those guys. I mean, it's such a weird feeling because you grow up your whole life watching them on TV. Cut to, you're standing on a set with them. It's a real treat, and you learn so much, and it just feels nice to be around them.
Are you starstruck at first by them? Because I feel like if I saw Will Ferrell or something, I might.
I think because they're so nice and human in real life that you sort of. They've all been so pleasant and kind. There's some people I get really struck around and go, oh my God. But Christian Slater was someone that I'd really grown up watching all his stuff. Yeah. So sitting with him, I'd be like, True Romance, that's all those sorts of movies. That crazily enough was so mine. I kept playing him the soundtrack, going, "Do you remember this song? Do you remember this song?" And he's like, "No," and I'm like, "Oh my God!" I think I knew more about the movie than he did. So, but yeah, you do have moments where you're like, phew. But they're all very human and very easy to connect with, so it doesn't make it too crazy when you're around them. So
yeah,
it's nice.
Awesome. Have you learned a lot? What's any advice or anything they've given you, or?
Little bits, just performing back and forth with them. I feel like, they're all so calm and so safe to be on set with. They've done it so much that it immediately puts you in their energy, which really helps elevate your performance. Yeah. Working with Alfred Molina on Matador, a couple of scenes my character has with him, he's so supportive and cool, and in between each take, he snaps out of character and he's laughing and making jokes, and he's so professional and so good at what he does, how he flips back and forth. And I get scared of him in the middle of takes. I'm like, oh, it's really I know we're performing, but he throws me. He's so good and powerful. And we had this scene that you guys haven't seen yet where we were yelling at each other, and I was like, yeah. He's a very powerful actor. So I think just being in the presence of these guys really, and women too, really sort of
awesome.
Helps you elevate.
It's funny too because the other scene you were in with him, you did your Australian accent, right?
When I go undercover as Bravo's agent, we said we wanted her to have a different accent, and we're like, well, I'm really Australian, so let's try that. So yeah.
So that was more of a lighter one compared to the one coming up. Yeah.
That episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some stuff coming up. It gets pretty crazy. Yeah, very crazy actually. And when you find, oh yeah, I can't say anything.
Do you know anything about season 2 yet, or you just found out that it's renewed? You don't know anything?
I don't know what's going to happen. I think I have an idea of a few things that will go down, but I can't talk about them because you guys haven't seen the whole season yet. But it gets crazier and wilder and so intense and heart-wrenching at moments, and you see more and more of the heart of the characters. I think hopefully season 2 they'll be keeping up with the soccer and stuff like that, and keeping the family and Tony's love interests and things like that. It'll all be sort of steaming up, but it'll definitely be fresh.
Awesome.
So,
So Twitter user Dick Raff asks, I know you have a lot. You have a lot of things coming up, but is there anything else next? Are you going to be in Franklin and Bash again?
Oh, Franklin and Bash. See, they had me. I had so much fun on that show. We shot, my character's house was on Malibu Beach in Franklin and Bash, so all my scenes we would wake up and literally shoot at 6 a.m. down on the ocean in Malibu. That was such a beautiful experience. Yeah. And Brecken and Mark Paul are the coolest guys. I won't be back. I'm not that I know of. I mean, they've just finished shooting their 4th season and I didn't go back. I don't know if it would make sense for Mark's character to continue on seeing my character because they're party boys and I was this serious relationship, which I think was a little left of centre for their characters. So I can't remember my character's name. She won't be back. Oh, she might be. Charlie, thank you.
I just watched that today too.
You. Well, she may. You never know. They're good people over there, though. They're so much fun.
Yeah, look, it was such a funny show because I just watched like your episodes, but it was really.
And Malcolm McDowell's on that, and I did Halloween 2 with Malcolm McDowell, and he's another world class.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to work with him again.
He can do anything too. You know, he could be like a scary guy or just a silly like boss kind of guy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's so good.
He really is. Yeah.
Is there any, because you play a variety of characters and movies, is there anything that you want to do in the future that you haven't done yet?
I want to be a superhero.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want to do a period piece. And I want to do something like a real kick-ass movie, like a fight movie. I don't know, we're so lucky as actors. Like, we get to do the coolest stuff. We really do. I have no idea what's coming next up besides Matador. I'll probably start auditioning again after I've had a bit of a break. And then that's the beauty of it, is not knowing. I mean, there's definitely things I really want to do. You know, I would have loved to have been in the Star Wars movies because I'm a Star Wars freak, but I'll enjoy it just as much, you know, watching it.
Well, maybe, you know, I mean, just the first movie. They're probably going to have, like, another trilogy.
It's weird, you know, I wonder, do you want to be in your favourite movie in the entire world?
I don't know, yeah.
Because I escape in those movies, so it's like the Twilight. I love Twilight. And I auditioned for Twilight and got close on one of the characters' age, and I was like, do I really want to do this? Because I really enjoy it. I'm like a Twilight person, so it's interesting as an actor, you sort of go, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure I wouldn't say no if I got asked.
Would you like to be like, I know a Wonder Woman's already cast, but is that like the superhero that you'd want to play, or like
something like that? Yeah, maybe even I read that there's a Spider-Woman coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere. That'd be cool. Something really like hardcore, like a lot of action.
Butt.
Yeah, a lot of like kick-ass stuff. I just saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
So good.
It's so good. And I cried twice because of Groot.
Oh, yeah.
I can't deal. He's something else. I keep tweeting about him and I sound so crazy, but me and my girlfriend from the show, Margot, who's on the show with us, we went and we were bawling our eyes out over a stick creature. I just couldn't.
Who just says 3 words, I am Groot. But the way he says them.
Oh, dying.
Who knew Vin Diesel, so man, can make you cry.
I know.
It's so funny.
It's his eyes.
Do you have any advice for any aspiring actors or actresses that want to do what you do?
You know, it seems when you live out, like I lived in Australia and grew up in a tiny town at the bottom of Australia, and, you know, Hollywood seems so far away and so hard to get to. But I focused on what I wanted to do, and I started out in Australia by getting agents and doing small things like that. One thing led to the other. But if you do just sort of show up in LA, I always say to people, find a great acting school. The schools here are fabulous. They have really great communities. They're creating great things. It's always a good way to get into the mix, and you'll sort of start realising just how small LA is and how everything's connected. And so it's a good place to get over here first. Save your money and get over here, and then start to get into the mix.
Awesome. Yeah, it's all about who you know, right? Connections,
bits and pieces, and also hard work. You got to work your ass off.
You need some talent too. You can't be like. So I'm going to ask you some random speed questions now,
okay.
if you can. You can answer any of them. So if you could be an actor, if you couldn't be an actor, what would you be instead?
I love psychology. I love helping children. It's something motivational, something to do with looking after children, some charity sort of, I don't know, helping.
A helper. Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. There's a lot of those out there.
Yeah.
If you could have a dinner with somebody living or dead, who would it be?
I really want to talk to Freddie Mercury from Queen.
Yeah.
He never did a lot of interviews, and he was so hardcore, and I would love to have just got one-on-one with him.
That was just on the radio coming here. I was like, the Bohemian Rhapsody. He's so good.
I was fascinated by him. I'd love to sit and talk to him.
Yeah, me too. So if you ever do that, let me know. I don't know what he says. Yeah. What's the last thing that you Googled?
Honestly, it's really boring. It's not boring. It's the clothes I'm wearing to the premiere I'm going tonight. I need to find the Twitter names.
All right. Hey.
So I was Googling them. Yeah. Oh, no, actually, out there I was Googling the cards of life, which are cards that read your birth dates. That was the last thing I was Googling.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did they say? Like,
I'll show you after. They're called the cards of life, and they're like a normal deck of cards, but the most ancient form of reading your charts, and they're fabulous. And there's a website called the Cards of Life, and you can put in your birthday, and it's so accurate. It's more accurate than any astrology I've ever done before. And so I was snooping on my next month coming up. That's my last Google.
Awesome. Do you have any hidden talents?
I don't know.
No?
No, not that I know of.
Some people could do like the tongue thing, like the shamrock tongue. I don't know. No?
I used to be a dancer, so I can sort of bend around, but nothing worth mentioning. Pass.
Do you have, like, since Crackle is kind of a streaming service, do you have anything on Netflix that you just, like, binge watch? Oh, like any TV show? When you have time, I mean, I know you're...
Well, something I can never get enough of, and I always watch, is Sex and the City. Yeah. I think I can watch every episode of that 1,000 times. I'm obsessed. Yeah. Binge watch Sex and the City, even though it's long gone. I'm still a huge fan of it. Yeah. It's an easy watch.
It's fun. That's like me and Scrubs, which you were on. It's really good.
I like Scrubs.
I love Scrubs so much. Well, thanks so much for coming here. It was so awesome having you. You're awesome. Where can we find you on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff?
So Twitter is at Nicky Whelan, NICKYWHELAN. And then my Instagram, because someone stole my name.
Oh, I hate that.
Is Nicky Whelan X. So like kiss, cross, whatever. I just chucked a cross on the end.
No space?
No space,
okay.
No little nothings, just at NICKYWHELANX. That's Instagram. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. And thanks, guys, for watching. I'm Kelly McInerney. You could find me at Twitter at HollyWeirdo. And be sure to check out Matador tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern. And check out Left Behind, coming out October. The Wedding Ring, I think, is in January.
January 15th.
Hey, 15th, that's my birthday. I'm not going to forget it. Yeah. Thanks again.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.